there, Tad Argo from Marketing for Hippies, and today is about CrossFit on the farm. This is an example that came up the other day. I was working with some farmers around most of Alberta and BC with the young agrarians in a coaching session. One of them, they're just starting a new farm out by St. Albert. I was asking them where they were getting some of their first business. And they said, well, they actually had a friend who was a CrossFit teacher, and that person was a real supporter of course, eating local and organic, and so had brought out some of their people. And I was starting to riff. I said, you could bring people out and do like CrossFit on the farm class. And he said that actually happened. They have a big tractor tire that people can use for, jumping up and down on and all of this. And it struck me as such a good example of the way these things can happen and often do happen. Things that they occur and we can deepen them, expand on them. So in this case, there was already a connection, because people often say, well, where do I get my new clients? Probably from your existing clients. That's the easiest way to do it. People often think I have to go so far afield. I've already reached out to all my people. But now what? Well, they're helping connecting you with more. So let me just take a little walk through this one. So it's a farmer. Connection with this CrossFit teacher. It would look like this in real life. You say, hey, can we go for lunch or come over for dinner sometime? You say, you have all these people who are just such a perfect set of clients for us. They really care about their fitness. They want to eat high quality, local, nutrient dense food. That's what we have. Could we come up with something? What you might come up with is something like this. A day of, CrossFit on the farm. And they could set up obstacle courses, fun games for people to play. Everything from really intense CrossFit, high intensity interval training kind of setups where it's everything from you're gonna scythe this grass, then you're gonna jump on this tire, then you'll, pull up these fence posts or put in some fence posts. Maybe actually get some work out of them. But they could set up something really fun. They do the class, then there's some beanbag games. There's some, people can play frisbee and hang out, and they feed them with food from the farm. And of course, this would be part of a ticketed event. But they feed them, they get some good food, they hang out, and then of course they do their pitch. They say, look, thank you for coming. Here's the commercial portion of the event. We have this farm, and we serve, we offer this amazing food, we think. And so here's a food box and here's a special deal on it. If they had a CSA, they could pitch the CSA, or maybe they just have a sort of one-time box. Look, if you'd like to get some, product to take home, here's a box. There's a little bit of a deal on it today. Because we don't have to deliver it and we don't have to pay any money on the marketing really, so boom. So you see what I'm saying? The CrossFit instructor could say, hey, bring your friends. Come to this thing. It'll be a really unusual, great chance to get your friends who are curious about this CrossFit thing but not too sure to come. They don't even have to exercise. They could just hang out on the farm. They get a tour of the farm, etc. So you see what that can look like on that level. But then after it goes so well, they could sit down then with the CrossFit teacher and say, well, how was that for you? Oh, it was so great. My clients, it was the highlight of the year for them. They couldn't stop talking about it. Okay, well, do you know any other CrossFit teachers? Oh yeah, I've got a few friends who teach CrossFit. Do you think they might be open to something like this? Yeah, actually, I think they would. And so then there you go. You could just repeat the same thing. Literally the same formula over and over again with different CrossFit teachers. So people often think, God, I have to go so far afield. I have to find brand new people. But really, if you start with that, and by the way, then you could also say, hey, okay, well, thanks for the list of other CrossFit teachers. Is there anyone else you can think of who might be a good fit to do something? Well, I have some yoga teacher friends. I've got a naturopath friend. I think their clients might love this. Or I've got a nutritionist or a osteopath, a homeopath, a herbalist friend. I think, they might actually be able to get you out some people, and I think it would be a good fit for them. And then you reach out. So I'm just talking about one example, getting people out to the farm. But of course, if you have a farm, it's a big deal to get people out there, because once they're there and they see the farm and they've met you and hung out with you, there's that emotional connection. So they noticed who was already coming. They noticed where there was already a connection, and they built on that. So I suppose that's really one of the take-home messages: who's already coming? When I first started my business, Marketing for Hippies, I thought it would be green retail restaurants, but it turned out it was holistic practitioners for the most part, and life coaches, and then some permaculture people too. So for years, I created a workshop called Marketing for 101 for Holistic Practitioners. Easy to fill. That day was easy to sell out. Why? Because it was so targeted. But where did the idea come from? I didn't pull it out of nowhere. I didn't just think, how can I reach more people? I noticed that was who was already there, and I built on that. So notice, who do you already have, number one. Number two, can you deepen your relationships and connections with those people? Maybe there's ways you can partner with them. Number three, could those people introduce you to finding more people? And then of course, could those people introduce you? And on and on and on. But that's the basic 3 steps I want to lay out here. Number one, who's already coming? Can you deepen it? Number two, I've lost track of the steps. Number one, notice who's coming. Number two, see if you can deepen your relationships with them. Number three, see if they have other ideas of other people with whom you could connect, and keep rolling with that. So I think that's about it for today. Hopefully that's helpful. Hope the CrossFit on the farm example makes sense. If you have any questions about this, please put it in the comments below. Feel free to subscribe to me here. Hit the little red button and the bell icon. Marketingforhippies.com is my website. I'm on Facebook. I've got an email list as well, and all those things. Thank you so much, and thanks to everyone who's been sharing these videos. Huge help. Deeply appreciated. See ya.